Yo, what is going on guys? Impulse here, welcoming you back to another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today I'm going to be battling a good friend of mine called Spartan over from Pokemino. Some of you guys might know him. He's a really good battler, and I decided to throw this team together to face off against him. So as we can see, I've got a Skarmory, a Lycanroc, a Tapu, a Shiinotic, a Starmie, and a Marowak. And Spartan is rocking a Fini, an Alakazam, Toxapex, that guy, and Dalmise. So, if you are excited for the battle, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button down below. And yeah, I guess we're going to jump straight into it. Remember, if you want a chance to be featured on the channel, go ahead and drop your comments down below with your FC and leave some support on the videos, and also go ahead and follow me over on Twitter, links in the description. As for right now, we are challenged by Alaric, aka Spartan. So he is going to lead out with his Tapu Fini, and I'm going to lead out with Skarmory. As we know, the Misty Surge kicks up, the battleground gets weird, and yeah. He is going to start off with Taunt. He outspeeds me. I did not expect the Taunt, so it's going to stop my spikes, and he is going to be able to switch out now into his Golem. I'm going to make a switch of my own, and I'm going to go out into Starmie, which really puts us into a 50-50 position. He doesn't like those odds, so he switches out into his Alakazam as I go for a Scald. This Starmie is not invested into special attack as it's a rapid spinner, so it's not going to do enough to take it out in 2 hits. So I decide to switch off into my Lycanroc, since I had nothing better to switch into. My Lycanroc has got a Focus Sash, and I figure that with the priority move in Accelerock, I would be able to take it out. Alakazam becomes Mega and traces the Keen Eye, which doesn't make any difference. He goes for the Energy Ball, and that is going to bring us down to the Sash. Knowing that it was a Mega Alakazam put me in a world of pain. It outspeeds everything on my team, and I've not really got anything to handle it. I don't want to make any predictions, I just go for the attack in hopes that he decides to stay in, but of course he doesn't. He switches out into Tapu Fini, and that's going to take it nicely. The terrain's going to disappear, and I am going to withdraw Lycanroc. I go out into Starmie, figuring it can take any move that this guy wants to do, and he goes for a Moonblast. Moonblast does a nice amount of damage, but after leftovers it's not going to be able to two-shot us, so he's not really in a position where he can stay in. Especially since he doesn't know if I've got the Thunderbolt or not. So he's going to withdraw, and he goes out into his Alakazam. He's going to get his Trace off and steal our Natural Cure. And this turn I make a play to recover. Probably should have gone for the attack, but not sure if he wanted to stay in or not to try and take me out, so I decided to do that. So now I have to withdraw, and I go out into Shiinotic. He goes for a Focus Blast, and fortunately we are able to evade that. Since Shiinotic's specially invested, nice special bulk, it's able to take the Psychic really well, and we're able to get a Leech Seed off. With the leftovers and Leech Seed recovery, we're not going to be taken down by another attack, so it leaves Spartan in a position where he really has to consider his options. He decides that he wants to withdraw, and he goes out into Dalmise. I should have really made that prediction, but I didn't, and it's going to cost me a turn. I went for the Protect, and it fails of course. Now I'm going to go for another Protect. Since it failed the last turn, I can do it again. To see what this Dalmise wants to do, and he actually goes for a Switcheroo. So I figured he's got some sort of choice item on him, I'm not sure which one. So I'm going to switch out here and I'm going to go out into my Lycanroc. Worst be worst, I'll fodder it off, but he actually makes a withdrawal of his own. He goes out into Golem. I'm not sure if this Golem wants to set up Stealth Rocks, so I can't come back in later, or if it wants to go for an all-out attack, so I decide to go for a Rock Slide. I kinda hope for the flinch, but I don't get it, and now with the Stealth Rocks on the field, unless I can get that Rapid Spin off, I really can't do anything with this Lycanroc. He decides to switch out Golem, and he goes out into Toxapex, figuring he can tank anything I want to do. We go for the Rock Slide, and it doesn't do a great deal of damage. So it leaves me at kind of a conundrum in what I want to do. I decide to risk it and I go for a Sword Dance. Figuring if he's going to take me out, he'll take me out. If he wants to set up some Toxic Spikes, he will. He actually goes for Recover. Now I decide to get greedy, I go for another Sword Dance. And at this point he reveals that he has got Haze, which destroys my stat bonuses from Sword Dance and really puts me into a terrible position. If I didn't get so greedy I might have been able to get some nice damage on this thing, but I don't think I would have been able to do too much. So with my stats removed, he decides to set up his Toxic Spikes. Figuring that it's a good time to switch out and get that spin going, I decide that's what I'm going to do. After coming out into this, I realise he's still got Delmise in the back. He actually switches out this turn and goes into his disgusting looking Mama. Looking at what I want to do, I decide that I best switch out because I feel a Delmise is coming, and I go into Skarmory as the best counter towards it, since I'm carrying the Drill Peck. He makes the play that I predicted, goes into the Delmise to block the spin, and we're able to be in a position of power for a turn. He withdraws his Delmise, and he goes out into Golem. But instead of going for the Drill Peck, I actually go for the Spikes. Figured it's as good a time as any to set those up. So now with some hazards on his side of the field, it's going to even out the battle slightly. I switch out into Lycanroc to fodder him off. We know that we can't take a hit from Golem, it's just too powerful. So he's going to go for the Double Edge, boosted by the electric boosting ability that I can't remember right now. Anyway, Tapu is going to come in and it's going to receive a poison and take some entry hazards. We're also able to get the field up, so we're in a good position for boosting damage. He decides to switch out and he goes out into his Delmise. I was in a really tough position if I wanted to use Grass Knot or Thunderbolt. I wasn't sure what he was going to do. So unfortunately, it came out this way. If I'd have gone for the Thunderbolt, it'd have done more and we could have got a 2-shot on this Delmise, but that just didn't play out as I wanted it to. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. It's going to do a great amount of damage boosted by the terrain and the Life Orb, and now I'm going to switch out into the Skarmory. The Delmise actually goes for its switcheroo and it's able to switch items with me, taking my leftovers, and Skarmory receives its Choice Band, which is not really too bad. He's going to switch out and go out into his Golem, and I figured Since he's gifted us a choice band, why not you put it to some use? I go for the drill peck, but of course it is 4 times resisted and he is going to laugh that off. So I am going to make a switch out and I go out into Marowak. Figuring since the terrain's up, he's definitely going to go for his electric type move. We receive entry hazards which are really putting in some work and I can't spin them away at the moment, and he goes for a double edge. Lightning Rod's going to eat that up and we're going to get the boost. I wasn't sure if I was faster than this guy, even without my investment in speed. So I decided to go for the attack. Unfortunately it does outspeed us, but thankfully it misses with its rock blast and we're going to get the boomerang off and it's going to take it down with ease. So we receive a little bit of hacks, which is nice, while we're chipped away by the poison. The electricity disappears from the battlefield and out comes the problem in Alakazam as usual. We know he's got the Grass Knot, we know he's got Psychic, and we know he's got Focus Blast. He traces the Lightning Rod, meaning that my Tapu Koko can't come in and do some work against him. Not that it could anyway, because he outspeeds us. So I decide to switch out into Starmie, figuring I can't get the Rapid Spin off anyway, and I'm going to take some beats. So after the entry hazards are finished, he goes for a Psychic and it does a lot of damage, even with the resistance. Since there's nothing else I can do, I decide I'm going to fodder this guy off and he's going to go for another attack. Instead of going for the Psychic, which would have took us out, he goes for his Energy Ball and it's definitely going to take us out. So at this point I bring in Shiinotic, figuring it's the best thing I've got that can deal with Alakazam. Those entry hazards are really putting in a lot of work, we can't get rid of them, we've been forced back into a bad position, and my opponent is going to switch out into his Dhelmise. This time I'm going to make a prediction into Dhelmise and I'm going to go for a Toxic. I'm going to start chipping away at his life while I do a little bit of recovery on my own. Unfortunately that poison's really putting in work. Spartan withdraws and goes out into his Kakamama. And he's going to take a little bit of damage from spikes. I'm going to use the Strength Sap and lower its attack by 1 stage. I'm also going to recover my HP to full. Strength Sap is such a good move. So now I'm feeling quite confident. It's got a -1 attack, but of course Spartan's running a special one. He goes for the Flamethrower. Gets some nice damage against us. And we are going to return fire with our Leech Seed. So after Leech Seed and Leftovers, I'm not looking too bad, but I'm not feeling very confident either. His Pokemon has a lot of HP left, and I'm not sure if he's going to attack again. But my opponent actually switches out into Dhelmise. I have no other option but to go for Protect, just to stall out a turn, get some life back. And now between turns the poison can really start racking up on this Dhelmise. I'm of course aware that it could have the Anchor Shot and such, so I go for a Protect to see what he wants to do. It's actually got a Gyro Ball, which is equally as bad. So yet again I'm going to take a turn to stall out his life, while in turn stalling out my own, since I've not got anything on to recover me quickly enough. His HP is looking really low and I predict he's going to go for the Gyro Ball one more time, so I decide to switch out and go into Skarmory. Skarmory can take the hit nicely regardless, and he does go for the Gyro Ball. Gyro Ball is going to do absolutely nothing. And this turn Dhelmise is going to go down to the poison. We of course have the leftovers, so that is not too bad for us. So Spartan decides to bring in again, and I decide that I don't feel like taking a flamethrower, so Shiinotic comes back to take it in the face. After the entry hazards, we've not got much life left regardless. There was no way we were able to take that attack. So unfortunately, Shiinotic's gonna go down, and that puts my opponent in a great position. I am gonna go out into the Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko can deal with his guy easily. And I decide to go for a Thunderbolt, making a prediction of a switch, but he decides to stay in and fodder this thing off, which is really bad. He goes for the flamethrower and he's gonna take us out. If I'd have gone for the Dazzling Gleam, it would have took it out with ease, but obviously those predictions are costing us dearly. Marowak's gonna come back in and take so much damage from the Stealth Rocks it's untrue. Not really in a position where I can do anything, and it doesn't matter anyway because my opponent outspeeds. Marowak is gonna go down with ease, and that only leaves us with one Mon. My last Mon is Skarmory, and unfortunately after their entry hazards and flamethrower, there's not really much I can do. He outspeeds us, takes a hit, and also takes the victory, so GG Spartan. Hope you guys have enjoyed this battle, and if you have, don't forget to drop a comment down in the comment section with your feedback for the episode, and also with your FC if you are wanting a battle in the future. Anyway guys, I'm going to get out of here, so if you have enjoyed this battle or learned something useful, go ahead and like, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters!